Take a second, take a listen. Oh yeah. Think the same, but we so different. Oh yeah. Just hear me out. You about to get a little one. You about to get a little one.
Good morning.
It's your boy Ramont.
I wasn't ready for that part. Welcome back to another episode of the Little Art in Our podcast.
It's your boy Ramont.
And I'm Reese. And we're coming to you live and direct from an undisclosed location in the DMV area. It's a little chilly tonight. Ramont got the guns out.
I'm not cold, surprisingly.
That's what I'm saying. I'm freezing.
I don't see how.
Can you put this down? It's going to bother me. Your sleeve. Thank you. Cute shirt. You be balling?
Well,
Balling!
it just makes a little smiley face.
It's the balls in the net.
Yeah, but it's two of them.
It's basketball.
Yeah, I know what they are.
How are you?
I'm fine.
It's a little chilly for me, but other than that, I'm doing well.
Who's this character on your shirt?
I don't even know.
It's a little bit.
I feel like he's supposed to be somebody. I haven't a clue. I haven't a clue of who he is. Oh, I thought that said something. I don't know, but he looked crazy. He looks like he's not black because of the texture of his hair.
He could be mixed.
So that makes him black.
The 1% rule.
Yeah, I agree with you. So what's going on? It's kind of quiet. I feel like the mood is very mellow.
Should it be hype?
I don't know. It should be whatever it is, I guess. It's just very mellow.
This is what happens when we record in the evening.
I don't have nothing to say to that. How have you been?
I've been good. Have I? Yeah. Yeah.
This week has flown by.
Was this the week after the holiday, or was that last week? After MLK. Was that last week? That was last week. That wasn't this week. That was last week, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Last week was the weekend after the holiday.
I have no concept of days and times sometimes. Like where we're at, what week it is, what's going on. I didn't do anything fun and exciting this week.
This week? I don't think I did anything fun or exciting either.
Yeah.
I've been eating a lot.
I didn't do anything. You've been eating a lot? Is that
You know how I
knew?
knew? You know how I can tell when I picked up some weight?
Is it in your face?
Yes, but we were at this function last Saturday or Sunday.
Who?
You and I.
Oh.
Jesus. Was that Sunday?
That was a Saturday.
Saturday into Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
This guy walks up and he said, "Can I get a water or whatever?" And I was like, "Sure." He was like, "Oh my God, you have a dimple." I said, "Thanks."
You thought you were talking about your face?
He was talking about my face.
Oh.
But the fact, I know that when I pick up weight, you can see my dimple a lot more clearer. Because my face is fat.
So how did you take that?
I just laughed because I was just like, damn.
Maybe you never saw somebody with a dimple before. Maybe like dimple turn them on or something.
No, I just said I know that you can see it because I picked up weight. I know that when I pick up weight, because you've never seen it, right?
I don't think I've ever paid
attention. Yeah, but it was just funny to me. I said, "Damn," but I haven't done anything about it.
Do you want to tell the people about your experience at the function that we were at?
Do you want to? So okay, let's talk about it.
I got dimples.
So Ramont was bartending, and I'm his favorite. I almost said something. I'm his favorite bar back, and so I pull up, and it was giving very much house party vibes.
Yeah, it was a house party.
No, like House Party the movie. Very
Was it the lights?
It was everything, like from the door to.
So when I put up and I saw, like, of course I got there earlier, but I was like, what house is it? And I saw the lights in the window. I was like, okay, this got to be it.
When I drove by, I saw the lights, but then I was like, so I opened the door and literally, is there somebody live there?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. The only thing that threw me off was that sink in the back.
Probably, I think he cleared everything out for the party itself. So probably when everything is there.
Ramont, let me tell y'all, Ramont is going to make something okay. That sink had no business in the back of that room. It was just there.
I think when the furniture is decorated how it's supposed to be, I think it probably makes sense. Like, oh, okay, now I see what it probably serves a function that we don't realize
Is it
yet.
Decorative thing or is it?
I don't know. I've never seen everything in its place. When I got there,
Have you
was
ever
cleared
seen
out.
a sink? Where was the kitchen? Over here somewhere.
Kitchen was upstairs, wasn't it? I think the kitchen was upstairs. I don't know. I didn't go on a tour of the house. My experience was the door bar area. That was it. I passed the sink on the way to the bar.
But it wasn't functioning, I don't think. Anyways, okay.
Maybe they got the water off. I don't know.
So I get there and I make my way to the bar and I appreciated the space for the bar.
I did too.
It was a separate section. The spacing was good. It was just the hallway was cut off. So only I got to, like, if we could have used the hallway and moved everything back,
Oh.
it would have been better.
Oh, the hallway you kept going down?
I kept going down this hallway. I kept getting lost. But I enjoy, it was just a lot. It was hot.
It was cooler in there than it was in where the party was. That was the funny thing. That was the funny part. So why everybody come in sweat? Like, what are y'all sweating for?
Yeah, it was hot. It was hotter on the other side, but it was cool. I think that again, I learned something new. I don't think I learned this, but it was very adamant. People were very like when they were putting tips into the tip jar, they were like waiting for somebody to acknowledge that they were putting in a tip, and I was just like, okay. So I'm literally just kind of making sure things are clean around y'all. So I don't think my acknowledgement was enough for some of them. Because it was like, if you looked up and it was like, oh, okay, now I can put it in. I'm just like, sir. Nobody's clock. Now, one dude did put 20 in. I think twice. Were there 20s in there? Okay. So I think somebody put in 20 and didn't ask for change twice. And he was very like, I'm not putting it in until somebody looks at me. And then there was the Cash App ones that, let me just tell y'all, if you gonna front like you finna do a Cash App, somebody can see you.
It was people in line that saw people fronting.
Yeah.
And they would tell me, they was like, no, because there's been people here scanning, but they weren't putting money. I said, baby, I can't worry about that.
Yeah. And I mean, it was just, don't.
Yeah. I mean, I won't know.
If I go to a party, I'm going to tip one good time. I'm going to go ahead and tip for the night.
It is funny when I see like $2, like from the same person. I was just like, baby.
Especially if it's a Cash App. Especially, I'm just going to tip one lump sum. But if I know that it's a cash bar or it's tips or whatever, then I'm going to just tip them and I'm going to keep it moving. And I just think that a lot of people were just like, oh, yeah.
They were just.
And I was like, you know what? I can see you. And I ain't working like that. Pineapple juice. Okay. I still see you. I can do this with my eyes closed. The light was, oh my God, the light was annoying too.
Baby, when we got them lights on and then I said, whew.
I think my eyes was off after I was just like blinking.
They had to adjust. I was just like, well, I gotta use my bar eyes, baby.
Yeah.
I said, and I'm old and I
really enjoy What's Your Face though.
want?
I think that's the if I had to pick a favorite person that you've worked with, it would be him.
Cool.
EJ.
Oh, yeah.
I like EJ. So when you had originally had mentioned EJ, I thought you were talking about
Egidio?
yeah. And I was like, I didn't know he bartended, but I was like, oh, okay. So when you had mentioned, I was like, oh, and then I saw him and I was like, oh, it makes sense now. So yeah, I like him. He's cool. He's very very efficient and just nice. A lot of people aren't.
It's very nice. I it's like me listening to him, like when he's talking to people, I be laughing. Just
He has a lot of patience.
He does. And he was like, what did you say? What did you want? Oh, I'm sorry. And he was like, oh, my man, you doing the same thing? I just be over there laughing to myself. Like, baby. I mean, sometimes I can remember, but since he verbalizes it, like, it's funny. Like, I can look at you like, oh, yeah, I know what you had. Like, I got it. But, like, he verbalizes and confirms. Like, it's funny. He told me, he was like, apparently I had a boyfriend. Some dude stood next to him the entire night. Well, at a certain point, it was pretty much like, make sure y'all tip my man. Make sure y'all tip.
You need that.
And he was up there like, yeah, tell him, boo. I said, oh my God.
Yeah,
you
need that. You need that. Somebody to have your back. It probably was the man every time I came back from getting ice, he was in the way. Excuse me.
Definitely was him.
I was just like, and then there's always the ones that, to me, they don't know when to say when. It makes me a little nervous.
Want to say when as far as drinking?
Yes. Like, it's crazy how you see the evolution of one getting drunk. There was one guy, he had on a short sleeve shirt. I think it was like brown and black stripes or something.
Okay.
And he was with a group of people and they kept coming to get shots.
Oh, yeah. He reached his end after the first round.
I was just like, what is going on? Yeah, he got drunk.
When you can't articulate what you want to me, I already know that you've reached your end. Mm-hmm. Like, they was just like, I need tequila.
Hi, I'm Tequila.
I'm like, okay, tequila what?
Right.
Like, where we going? And then it was like, let me do this. Or my thing is, when I make something, I don't know. Maybe people are expecting like a long wait for me to either like make the drink or the process itself, and I'm done. And then they're just
sitting there talking, head turned. Because I'm like, sir, your drink is done.
Like here you go. Because I got people behind you, baby. I got to keep it moving.
Right.
Or when I do it, they were just like, but I asked what I said.
This is right here.
It's right there.
Right.
Like, I've been done. Like,
right.
That's that one that you asked for. That's the other one that you asked for, and that's that one right there.
It's also the one the representative that comes to get the drinks for everyone else.
And forget.
No, but it's just the way. There was one guy. I think he came and he was getting drinks for a bunch of females, and it was annoying.
Oh, he was irritated with them. Are you talking about the guy that was in the corner?
To the right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was he wasn't with them. He was irritated with them. Because I think when he told me, he was like, I don't know what the fuck they want. He was just like, so he was like, this all I got from what they said. And
oh
like,
no,
yeah,
I'm not.
He was just doing it to be nice, to be a gentleman, but he didn't know them. He didn't really care.
Interesting.
He got his tequila and pana, and that's all he was worried about. But he just knew like
there was a guy. Something. He was like, every time I see you, I always forget your name, and I was like, likewise. And we exchanged names again. But he was like, can you make me? And I was like, I'm not a bartender. I said, I'm just here. He was like, oh. I said, but I got you. And I made whatever. And he came back and I said, no, I'm not going to get it. I said, because I think that was when EJ was gone for a second or he had just came back or something. And I was like, I'm not going to get in that way. I said, you're going to have to wait. He was like, well, can I get a water? Absolutely. You want to
Reese, I'll give Reese. Reese was on the bottle management duty, the juice duty. Need more like you, you know. Do we have this? It's not in stock. We ain't got it. Ain't nobody bring it to the party.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, man. No one brought it. We don't have it.
That is, and again, I don't.
I'm like, Reese, what tequila got? We have this, and it. Nope, we ain't got.
I don't understand when people bring. Like, I have seen it. They will bring a bottle of wine and want
because
Hennessy. That was the first party I had. But did you guys have Hennessy? Sorry.
We did not have Hennessy.
In the beginning at all?
No, we never had it. No one ever bought Hennessy in. But a lot of people were asking. They was like, oh, can I get Hennessy? Reese, we ain't got no.
And I was like, I was like, damn, there was I didn't see any Hennessy. I was like, okay.
Shout out to the grown people in the room that didn't bring Hennessy. I'm glad we have elevated. Hennessy no longer has us in a chokehold as a community. It was a lot of tequila.
Lots of tequila.
And this is how I know I'm old. Tequila and Tito's in a part. Maybe because it's loud, and I can't. Either I'm loud, old. It's a combination of everything going on. But tequila and Tito's sound the same after a certain point of time throughout the night.
Really?
Because that's all I'm hearing. Tequila and Tito's. Let me get tequila. Let me get Tito's. Let me get tequila. And after a while, it just... I'm starting to... Somebody could ask me for Tito's, but I end up pulling tequila because that's what I heard. Because that's all... That is the main thing.
There was a lot of Tito's.
There's always a lot of variation. It's always a lot of
tequila. A few different variations. So, but it was cool. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it overall. I thought it was cool.
And it's weird. Like, people always, when they're talking about parties and stuff, I'm like, do you want me to bartend, this and the third? It was like, oh yeah. They'll be like, no, I don't want you to bartend because I want you to enjoy the party. Please understand. Even if I'm bartending, I enjoy myself. One, I meet every single person in the party. Mm-hmm. Every single person in the party have to come past me.
Right.
At some point in time, they're going to talk to me. Like, we're going to have, like, I'm having a good time. Granted, I'm the only sober person at the party. But trust me, a time is had by me. Because it's watch, again, like you said, to watch the transition of people.
Oh my
go
gosh.
From sober to inebriated, in a sense. Like, I have fun.
They get either aggressive or they get very friendly or very chatty.
Very chatty.
You're like, please move. Somebody's behind you.
I think that's the only thing. They forget that they've been standing in line and then there are still people behind you. So I want to have a conversation with you, but I can't have the conversation with you. What did you do?
I just pressed a button.
Oh, no, that's for the stand. I don't know what it did. I don't know. Oh, maybe it's for that.
Or maybe it folds it up.
I don't know.
It folds up by itself.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Maybe it locks it when it's, I don't know, when it's together.
It was funny when there was one guy, he was standing in line, like he had been standing there for a second. I wasn't paying attention to him, but I just knew that he was there. And then people just kept going around him to y'all. Aww. And he was just like, and I was like, EJ, he's next. And he was like, oh, okay.
Like, you gotta speak up.
Exactly. And I was like, sir.
You gotta speak up.
But he had been in the line like 3 or 4 times. So I was like, sir, you know how this goes. Like
you, because when I look up, I'm like, who next?
Right.
Like, you gotta say something, because, child, I'm just grabbing whoever next. And that's like, I'm pretty good. Like, if this person wants something, I can get what you want as well at the same time. Because 9 times out of 10, everybody ordering the same thing.
Right.
Like, that's the funny part. Everybody's ordering the same thing.
It's the ones also that want to do shots at the bar. Like, get you and your, like, the groups. Like, it was like a group of 4 or 5 guys that kept coming. It was somebody's birthday. And they kept coming up for shots. And I was like, can y'all get them shots and move?
Nah.
No, of course not.
They ain't going nowhere.
But overall, it was a great time. Until I lost Ramont's keys.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Glad you said it.
It's hard being the.
please tell us.
It's hard being the bareback. It's hard being the barback and the what is it, the runner. It was a lot. So I went to the car to get ice and I stuck the key in my pocket.
Allegedly.
No, I did.
Uh-huh.
I did. I think that, actually, you know what? Allegedly. Because the first time for sure I did.
Right.
And I left them outside of my pocket to remember to give them to you. So then the second run, I might have had them in my hand. And I feel like maybe I dropped them trying to adjust before I went in the door with the ice. But nobody took your car.
No one took my car. Well, I hope they would have had sense enough to say, give it to the DJ, like, hey, we found some keys.
Right.
I would have hoped.
Somebody left their phone at the bar. Well, EJ found it at the bar, so I guess.
And then Reese answered it.
Sure did. I feel like that was the right thing to do.
He's like, this is his phone. He left it at the bar.
Look, hello. So where you at? I said, I'm still at the party. I said, but whoever's phone this is, it's still here. oh, and so he just started talking to whoever. So he's like, somebody's coming to get it. Sure.
That was weird. They felt that comfortable.
Right. I was just like, but I'm like, how am I supposed to know who's coming? But whatever. If they ask for a phone, I'm assuming that it's
They
theirs.
felt that comfortable to leave that phone at the bar, at the house party.
Or that drunk. Because I'm sure that they just left it at the table.
Talking. They're probably talking
And drinking. It's probably one of them
we
shop
create an
boys.
environment. We're not mean bartenders.
Yeah. It's always a good time. Always a good time.
Up until the last hour when I'm ready to go.
That's when when people come and say, just make me something. It's like, you're that drunk? Because to me, I still want to sit. I want to drink on what I'm drinking. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Don't just make me anything. Don't do that.
Or when we was out of ice, we're like, ain't no ice. It was like, we don't care. Okay.
Hot drinks for everybody.
Right.
And they was taking them.
They don't care.
Like, what? I'd have been like, okay, never mind. I'm
a
good.
few people were like, never mind. But everybody was like, sure, come on, give me more. One for the road. Okay, here you go.
That was the first party that I've been to that the host or one of the hosts was like, everybody got to go.
Not my first time. I've seen several hosts be like, they got to go.
I was like, oh, we putting them out. But it was.
Party over.
Literally. That's what he said.
People don't want to leave. People don't want to leave.
Yeah. It's the drunken, like, because when we were leaving, somebody was like, oh my God, thank you so much. And I was like, you're welcome. But he wouldn't let me go. And I was just like, okay, I'm leaving. And he was just like, yeah. I said, was it your birthday too? No. It's all right. Well, like, I don't know what to do. I said, all right, I'm going to go now. Okay. Yeah. It was a good time. I enjoyed myself. That was one that.
Oh, baby, I was tired.
The irritation level was low.
I was tired.
What did you do before that, though?
I couldn't. I was out with y'all. We went panty shopping.
I just saw my bag in the car. It's not literal panties, y'all. We bought some draws from
panties.
From I can't think
Carterwear.
of Carterwear, yeah. I haven't worn them. I haven't tried them on yet.
What's wrong?
I thought that was your battery.
Oh no, that one is full. I'm not worried about that one.
So yeah, that was that. I have like this week literally work. One of my coworkers had a baby.
Okay. Why are you laughing?
I'm going to show you. My coworker that had a baby.
Is this supposed to be funny?
Go ahead. I'm going to show you.
I don't know what to say because I'm kind of taken off. I'm kind of like taken aback. Like,
go ahead. Entertain yourself or entertain the people while I find the photographic evidence of said baby's parents.
She had more than one?
It's a man. He had his first child.
Okay. Congratulations.
Absolutely. Dang, I can't find. Oh wait. Go ahead.
I don't know what to say.
How was your week? Anything going on with your coworkers?
No, none of my coworkers.
Oh, I'm tickled.
No, none of my coworkers are here. All my coworkers are virtual, so no.
Have you connected with it? Like, so when you're majority, you're 100% virtual. Mm-hmm. Like, is there anyone that you're like, yo, I really like this person. They're really cool.
Yeah, the people. I love my team.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
I like that for you. Oh, I can't find this thing. Yeah, but it's so it's just interesting. He's an older gentleman.
Okay.
And he's very private. Okay. So he came and he announced that he was having a child.
Oh.
And so everybody was like, oh, well, when is the baby due? Because nobody knew that he was dating anyone or had anyone in his life or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, oh, any day now.
Oh, shit. Damn.
He said, any day now? And the baby was born, I think, 2 days later. I said, interesting. I can't find it, friend. That is unfortunate. But when I do, it was just interesting.
It was just a shock?
A shock.
Is it because of how private he is? Y'all just wasn't expecting him to have a baby?
How private he is, how old he is. I mean, 50 is not old, but to be having a baby, in my opinion.
He'll be about 70 when I graduate from high school.
Right. That's old, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, and then just it just. I sent it to somebody recently. Who did I send that to?
Oh my God.
I didn't send it to you.
I'm trying to think. Has anything interesting happened? I feel like I had something to tell you. Our number one fan. She about to not be our number one fan.
What happened?
I don't know what she got going on in her life.
Mm-hmm.
But she had asked me. She was just like, "Do you have?" She had asked about the podcast. Like, do we have like an episode or whatever? I said, When she like, "Oh, what was the last one that you had did?" I said, "Well, the last one was, fake it till you make it." She was like, "Oh, I haven't listened to that." So, what you been doing? Oh, because I was like, "Oh, we're about to record again because we're about to drop another one." And she asked, "What was the last one?" I said, "Fake it till you make it." And okay,
I'm gonna let you go ahead. I'm sorry. I can't. Go ahead.
So, and then she was just like, "Oh, I haven't listened to that one." I'm just like, "What you been doing? Like, we about to drop another one. Like, you not caught up? Like, what you been doing, lady? You supposed to be number one."
Did she
fan."
not give you a reason?
I don't even think I asked. Cause I was just shocked.
And appalled.
Like, what do you
Ma'am.
mean? You haven't listened.
So I talked to my mom.
Has she listened?
I told her about the drink. I can't think today. Not that these are tumblers, right? The sippy. What do we call them? Sippy cups. Our traveling mugs, right?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, yeah. I said we were talking about, how you and Ramont's mom would probably want one. And I said, but Ramont said you can't have one because you don't listen. She said, I'm gonna give me a mug. I said, okay, girl. She was like, so I was like, I'm about to go. She's like, when am I gonna get my mug? Ma'am, we just had the conversation. So let me figure it out. So, no, but I think I sent her an episode. I don't know if she listened to it.
Yeah, I think you only sent her an episode and told her what minute mark to listen at.
Yeah, because I just, she'll be sending prayer oil through the mail. I need to get a new phone case. Well, since we ain't got nothing to catch up on, because I feel like literally, I know for me this weekend. Are we
that boring? We ain't go nowhere. We ain't go out. We ain't do nothing, friend.
I have not. Literally just working. The last time I saw you was the last time I was out.
Y'all was out that day.
We did stay out that day, yeah.
Y'all was out.
And I was like, I gotta go. I ended up leaving by myself. Did I leave by myself?
They were still out there?
Who I left with Aaron.
But both of y'all drove your own car.
Well, we rode with Shaq to U Street, I want to say. Mm-hmm. And then we were hanging out. I was like, I got to go because I had to get ready for the function. And Aaron had to do something. So we left. We Ubered back to the night. Yeah, we Ubered to where our cars were and rode out. So yeah.
Damn, friend. We were born this week.
I know.
We got to do better.
Sorry, y'all. This weekend should muster up something to talk about next time. We got a couple weeks. The month is the year. The month is almost over.
January is over.
Almost over.
Are we out of Capricorn season? Yeah, we're out.
We are. Oh. It is Sagittarius. No.
Wow.
What is this?
Damn. It's Aquarius.
Aquarius.
Wow.
Nobody really cares after Capricorn. Wow. I mean, we care, but Shout out Capricorns and Aquarius. Right?
It's Aquarius season now.
Is it?
Yes.
When is Sagittarius?
November.
Sagittarius the end of November then. Because Scorpio is, I guess, October. Scorpio has to be October, November. Who knows?
We don't have no Sagittarius. We don't have no Scorpio friends.
My mama's a Scorpio. And I know that's
when's her birthday?
November 10th.
Oh.
I feel like I'm going to keep moving this.
So it's November to December for probably Sagittarius and then Capricorn.
Okay. Maybe that's why. Anyways, happy birthday, everybody. Meh. Love your sign. Today our topic is speaking about our moms. We're going to talk about our dads. So I was thinking about with my coworker becoming a father. I was just like, we don't hear enough about dads. I think everybody's always like mom heavy, which is, they deserve it, but we don't hear enough about dads. Good, bad, and different. So I said, let's talk about them. I'll start. No, so I will say
I ain't gonna forget that little joke you made about mine.
What joke?
Mm-hmm. You know what you said.
I don't remember.
You know what the fuck you said.
So okay, so you've always been in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
So your dad, has he ever lived anywhere else?
No.
Okay, so me and my dad were separated. That sounds so like we were separated at birth. I'm gonna give you the.
What, Virgo?
No. No. So my parents they weren't high school sweethearts, but they met very soon after they had graduated. So then they dated for a while, and then boom, shakalaka, here I come. By this time, I think my mother grew up in being pregnant, and I'm bringing a child into the world, and the things that my dad was doing just wasn't cohesive with the direction she was going. So they broke up. But they, from what I can you know how you have both sides? I hear both sides, and so somewhere, the stories are very similar. So I'm like, okay, there's not a whole lot of room for doubt of what really happened. But then there's those little pieces they were cool enough to where, my dad would have me at times or whatnot, but they weren't together. So then whoever he was with, there would be friction with my mom and them.
I can see that. But
he don't talk about that. So let me start with.
So basically, don't have them bitches around my son.
I think she was just kind of it's whatever, because she knew he was going to do what he needed to do. He was going to take care of me. But I was his first child. Mm-hmm. And so I think that there might have been a little, I don't want to say jealousy, but that's the baby mama. You know what I'm saying? I feel like all the women are going to have a problem with her. But she was I'm so far out of it. I ain't worried about him. But I think he still wanted, I think if he didn't want her, he wanted to make it seem like she maybe still wanted him. It was just drama, young teenage drama. But for the most part, they got along.
Okay, that's good.
Right. And then my mom met and then married my sister's father. And we moved. And that's when Michael Jackson said, I
love the fact that his name is Michael Jackson.
Right. My daddy's name is Michael Jackson. So yeah, that was when they say shit hit the fan. That's probably when it hit I think that's when the disconnect kind of happened. His version of the story is that she just up and left. Her version is we both moved on. I was doing me. I met someone, got married. I let him know. I think she let him know that we were leaving, or maybe she didn't. But she was like, "You my son, so this is what we doing." So there was years. I've always known who my father was, but I didn't spend, of course, a lot of time with him because I was here first. So when we left Wisconsin, we came here. My sister was born here. Then we went to Washington State, and that's where I grew up the rest of my life. So I would only see my dad when I would go visit Wisconsin, and then we had that thing.
Could you drive from Washington State to Wisconsin? Or did you have to fly?
I've done both.
Oh, how long was the drive?
Very long.
Oh, okay.
Midwest. So you think Chicago, that area is where. Okay. So it's the middle.
Okay.
Washington State is all the way over there.
Oh, okay, got it.
It's a drive, but it's both ways is doable. I drove from Washington State to here.
Shit.
Yeah, sure did.
That's a few days.
Yes.
Weeks.
No, it was just days. It was like 4 or 5 days.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. But every time I would go to Wisconsin, I would see my dad. And, it was all love. Like, but then, of course, I think I grew bitter when I realized that, like, when I was in my teens, I think, not bitter with him, but just with the situation. Like, I had brothers and sisters that I did not know. I knew they existed, but I didn't. Like, one of my brothers, my sister was visiting Wisconsin. So I was like 16, 17. It was a year that I didn't go that summer because I was working. And she calls me. She was like, oh, my God, you have a twin. You have a twin. And I was like, what are you talking about? She goes on to tell me that there's a boy that was outside in my grandmother's neighborhood that looked just like me. Come to find out it was my little brother. And so I think back then we looked enough alike. And, of course, we look like our father. So I think that probably, I won't say that was the moment, but I think around that time is when I started feeling like a little bit of resentment. Like, I didn't grow up around him. I didn't know him like I wanted to. Mm-hmm. But I didn't place that blame with anyone. So it was just interesting. So then when I became an adult, like probably in my early 20s is when we reconnected and we started having conversations. And then we started really learning each other. And I love my dad. I think my dad is probably one of my favorite people. Oh. That was so fake.
It wasn't.
Oh. No, because what I love about him is he is so...
I mean, I've never heard you talk about your father, so like...
Yeah, that's weird. We don't talk about our dads.
No, we don't talk about our moms.
We're doing it now, yeah.
Okay.
So that's like the prelude to my daddy. Let's talk about yours. So fun fact, my dad's name is Michael Jackson.
My parents met high school as well. I will always know my mom's age because we're 20 years apart. She had me when she was 20.
Same.
And our birthdays are 2 weeks apart. So right after when she turns her age, I'm just subtract 20 2 weeks later. And now
2 weeks, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I know my father is. We grew up in the same city. I spent a great deal of my childhood around my father's family. You know, my parents weren't together, but it was never a time of my mother keeping me from my father or me going over there to spend times with my cousin. On my mother's side, I don't have anyone that's my age. Mm-hmm. On my mother's side,
because you're the only child,
right? I'm the only.
And your mother's. Is your mother the only child too?
No, she has a brother.
Oh, okay.
But my cousins from like my aunts and everything like that, they are in my mother's age bracket or younger than me. Like I think the babies now are probably mid-20s now.
This is on your mother's side?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm not literally the only one my age itself. You know what I mean? So the cousins that I have grew up with my mother, and I grew up with them, but I was much younger. So that's why I would spend a lot more time on my father's side because I had cousins that were my age and everything like that. Mm-hmm. Same school grade and so forth and everything.
Were you guys tight when you were up? Like the ones on your cousins on your dad's side?
Yeah.
I longed for that. So when we moved, I felt like I didn't have that.
Yeah, and the distance between my mom's house and my dad's house was just a bridge. Like I could literally just walk there if I wanted to. Resentment? So my story goes.
This is my life.
Behind curtain number 1. At a certain point, I developed the resentment on my own. It wasn't nothing. Like I said, my mother never kept me from my father's side of the family. I would tell my mother, I don't want to go. Like she would say, you want to go to your father's house? No, I want to stay home. And a lot of mine came from being disappointed in my father not keeping, promises or doing things that he said that he would do with me. So I don't want to go there. I don't want to be around it at all. So I'm the only child. Shit, I can stay in the house by myself. I don't care. So that's where that came from, and I think the wedge was drawn high school graduation time, and I told my father, I don't want you to come to my graduation.
Why?
For what? You haven't, because he had not done anything that contributed to my high school years. Mm-hmm. So
there was a time period where it sounds like there was a time period where you were over there and you were active with that side of the family. Was he a part, or was it like, oh, you're here?
Yeah, I would see him.
Okay.
See him for the most part, but because I was young and just having fun with, my cousins and everything like that, I didn't think anything of it until probably when I got older. Like, I want to, hang out with my father or whatever the case may be, and just didn't like either. Like, it would be like, oh, I'm going to pick you up and we're going to go here, and like he wouldn't show up. So, did you?
I just imagine you at the door waiting in the door.
No, literally.
Did you cry?
Yeah, like I would be sitting, like we had a window and it had like a little, like it was out a little bit. Like I could literally sit
like
in
a
the window,
ledge.
Sit in the window and like wait.
Oh my gosh. So, okay, have you guys ever had that conversation? Mm-mm. No? So that's the thing. Like, so me and my dad, like, so there was a point, I think, where he went to jail. If I'm not mistaken.
Too. They lied to me as a kid to tell me where he was until I was old enough to figure out that during the times that they were lying to me about where he was actually in jail.
Yeah, I only think my dad was in jail.
So that's another thing. Like, I would be with my cousins a lot, while my he's locked up, but I'm still going down here to, spend time with my cousins.
So when my father was in jail, I was old enough, like we would write letters or whatever. So that I think that's where our communication initiated. Mm-hmm. And then when he got out, like, so what I respect.
Oh yeah, he did write me a letter. Go ahead. I'll share that story.
What I appreciated about him was the fact that, like I said, he is such an honest person, and just like his truth is his truth, right? So I don't know if I ever told you this story. We had we were just talking about how he wasn't active in like reaching out when I was younger. Like, you, in my head, you knew where I was, regardless of the fact that I wasn't in Wisconsin. You knew how to get in touch with me, and you didn't reach out. And, you're my dad. And he was just like, but your mama got married. And I was like, okay. Yes, he was my father. Like, he was my stepdad, but you're my dad. Like, you're my dad. And he was just like, his mentality and the way that he grew up was his father and his mother were married. They had 7 children together. Mm-hmm. 7 children together. So he's in the house. His father is in the household, and that's what a family looked like to him. Mm-hmm. So the fact that him and my mother were not married didn't take away the fact that I was his child, but it took away, in his head, the responsibility of him being a father. Mm-hmm. Now, as fucked up as that may sound, that's his truth. And I respect that. I respect him being honest and saying this is what it was like. And I don't think he really wanted children. Like, I think that in that time he was 20. He was out here doing what he was doing, and it wasn't like, oh, I want a bunch of babies. Mm-hmm. So I understand it. And I told him, I don't agree. Like, you should have been doing what you needed to do as my dad, but I get it. I understand the times that you lived in that time frame. You were just like, okay, this man married this woman. She has a child. That's his responsibility. Ish. But at the same time, you're still my daddy.
Mine. So, let's see. Being stood up is like younger, let's say elementary, middle school, whatever the case may be. And of course, over those times, even as a child, when I could tell my mother, no, I don't want to go. She ain't gonna force me.
Right.
She was like, she ain't care. You ain't gotta go.
Look, I don't want to see him anyway.
So, in high school is when I came out. So, and this is probably another reason why I hate my memory. I remember receiving that letter from my father, who was incarcerated at the time, like shaming me for being gay. So, and I think this is me. And this
How
is
did he find out? I feel like we
think
had
one
this,
of my cousins told him.
Okay, I feel like we had this
conversation. And I think, and this is before I graduated. So I'm getting this letter from you in jail, shaming me and, saying whatever. And you're just like, but how? Like, you're not here. Like, you're locked up. Like, so you're trying to be my father from jail? Like,
was he giving you was it?
It was shaming, like,
abomination and all that?
I don't know. I honestly, I can't tell you word for word, but I remember how the letter made me feel. You know what I mean? So I was just like, oh, okay. So, and also when I told him I don't want you to come to my graduation, it was like, okay.
Wait, did he end up coming?
No.
Oh.
Wow. It was okay. So
I don't think my dad didn't.
So that was that. Then, like my father had other children. I do know who my brothers are. I spend time with my brothers and everything like that and so forth. But I don't have a relationship with my brothers like that. Like, I could pick up my phone and call my brothers right now. I don't have their numbers. No, I know when their birthdays are because we're all in March, except for one. But I don't have any of their. I don't have any of their phone numbers. I think I have their numbers, but I couldn't tell you if they're still active or not, or if I have the right number.
Do you feel a way about that, or do you just not like? I just
at this point, I really don't. Honestly, I don't care. Because it's like, how can I? Like, when I see them, it's all love. Like, I have nothing against my brothers. You know what I mean? But
okay. Are they close? Like, did they grow up together?
None of us did. We all had separate mothers.
So how many of them? How many of you?
Four.
How many? There's 4 of y'all.
One.
And all of y'all got different mamas?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my daddy ain't doing much better. He got 4 baby mamas, but he got 5 kids, so he doubled back.
So, I mean, and there was like the in and out wave as an adult, seeing my father, hanging out with my brothers. I remember like I forget which brother birthday it was. Like, all of us got together, went out and everything like that. But I guess me being the only child kind of, in a sense, helped because it let me be a loner. It let me.
So you show up, and then
like it just let me be a loner because it's like I have brothers that I'm not close with. Like I know that like I'm alone. Like it doesn't.
You're not affected by like.
And we didn't grow up together like that. He didn't ensure that you got to go out with your brothers, call your brother, or you and your brothers doing this. Like it was never any of that. Like
I think that would be weird for me if we were all in the same place. Like I don't think that my dad were all in
Baltimore.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so for me, I was the odd one out. I was the one in Washington State. So my brothers and sisters were all in the same area, but I don't think, and I don't know for sure, but I know that they all knew each other, but I don't know that they were as close. Like I think as adults we've all come to this thing where, okay, we're siblings, we're gonna rock with each other. I don't think my dad was super instrumental in that. My dad is just he's just who he is. Like it's not like I think that he is happy and he's good with us being as close as we are, but I don't know that it would be any different if he doesn't make the difference. The only thing that he is our dad. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he was like, oh, y'all got to know each other and y'all got to. I think we did that on our own. But I think he appreciates it. I feel like he appreciates the fact that we're all, we all have a good relationship amongst ourselves.
Because I was the only child, I didn't have any want or desire to. And no one told me I have to do it or anything like that.
Right.
So I just did my own thing. And on my own, I really wasn't speaking with my father. So if I went, around my father's side, my brothers were there and everything like that. It was what it was for that particular moment. And then there are just things that you see. Like I feel as if like my youngest brother is his quote unquote favorite. Like I saw like how he got everything. My father's like at all his basketball games. He's getting this.
You don't play basketball?
I did play basketball.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
I did not know that.
I had to play basketball because my father played basketball. So yes, I had to play basketball.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
So, but it wasn't it's not what I wanted to do, but I had to do it.
But he didn't even. Okay.
I mean, yeah, he was there for the most part from what I remember because it's what he loved. So as long as if I was doing that, he was all in, whatever the case may be. But it just wasn't my passions, not me.
Right.
My youngest brother did. Like he played basketball and everything like that. Like so, my father was all into that shit. Like traveling games here, there.
Oh, he was basketball dad.
But
how many years apart are you and your brother?
Don't do that.
Okay.
So do
you think that because you're his first, do you think that because he realizes how he fucked that up, he wants to be better for maybe just the younger one? I don't know how the other two were treated or how they might feel.
I think because the youngest one favors him a little bit more and pretty much followed his path, so he probably saw more of himself within the younger one. Like the height, the basketball playing. Honestly, he looks more like my father than I do, but me and him are the same complexion, so which is funny. And he's taller than me, he probably just followed that. When I became older, what I want to say, probably like late 20s, going into my 30s, like I would. My father was reaching out a little bit more, wanted to hang out. I was going back up to Baltimore to hang out with him and everything like that. Yeah, we've never had the conversation about the childhood, and it was one of those things where I forgave my parents for anything that I felt as if they did wrong because they were young parents. Raising a child, they did the best that they could. So it was like I didn't, as an adult, I was just like, if he's making an attempt to be in my life now, I have to forgive him for what happened back then. Whatever he was going through, whatever demons he was battling, we're over it. I'm an adult now. I can make the decision if I still want my father to be a part of my life or if I want to move on and not talk to him at all. Mm-hmm. So we were doing good and, hanging out from time to time. And he's such a proud man. And anytime I be out with him, this is my son. Come over here and meet my son, this, and the third. And you've seen my father.
I've seen pictures.
You can, there's a difference.
Yes.
So
your daddy is
Black.
Is his nickname Black?
His nickname was Black.
Okay.
So imagine I know some of his friends and they know me, whatever the case may be. But these new people, that he's met where I haven't been there, they see me, they was like, well, who the fuck are you? They're like, this not your damn son. They were like, your ugly ass, that's not your son. Like, no, like, it's been, if you're like, this is my son, and it's been lots of people, it's funny to me, but like, that ain't your fucking son. Like, he's light-skinned and got good hair, that ain't your fucking, like, I'm like, bro, like, this is my father, like,
look at
I don't know what to say, like, this is my fucking father, like, I don't know what else to say, but it's kind of funny, like, people like, nah, this ain't your son. us and it's a difference. Unless you know, like you wouldn't believe.
Maybe not. I think what's interesting is that I can go to Wisconsin and be amongst people, like older people, like my mother's age or whatnot. Mm-hmm. If I'm around people that knew my mother or they know, oh, you're Michael Jackson's son. And I'm like, yeah. And I don't think that we definitely favor.
I can see my father. I can see his resemblance sometimes.
Yeah. And so I don't think that we look just alike, but the amount of people, like especially when I was younger, I'd be like, dang, how y'all know who my daddy is? Like, and then just like hearing stories just from my family members, from him, from my mom. My daddy was somebody back in the day.
And they knew, and they would mistake me for my youngest brother. They would think they was like, oh, he was like, no, this my firstborn. They were like, oh,
yeah,
like,
yeah. I don't know now, my brother. I don't think, again, when we were younger, I would assume, because I didn't meet them until our grandfather passed, and I was grown, I want to say, or very close to being grown. So that was my first time being around them, and they're just so different. Like, my brothers are different.
Mine are too.
Like, I'm very...
Well, all three of us are different, honestly.
I'm very kind of like straight-laced.
All four of us are different.
And not, we just different.
Yeah, all four of us are different.
But I think that, like your dad, and maybe that's a dad thing, I think my dad favors my brother that is very similar to who he was when he was younger. Mm-hmm. Which, again, I think, so the crazy thing is, one time we were having a conversation, all of the kids were on the phone with my dad. We were all just, talking. We were like, who's your favorite? And I was like, well, definitely me. I was the firstborn. Like, I just feel like that's what happens. And all of them were like, no. And I was like, oh, okay. And he wanted to deny it, but he didn't deny it. So I was like, oh, it isn't me. Okay. But I'm still the firstborn, so I take pride in that. But I don't know. I think it's interesting how similar but different our fathers are. You mentioned the fact that he wrote you this letter when you were right before you graduated high school. Mm. But your relationship now obviously is much better. Have you guys talked about that? Like, has he mentioned how he feels about it?
I don't talk to my father anymore.
Now you don't? Oh. Because I feel like we talked, and I knew that there was like maybe.
So we were on the path. We were doing good.
Oh my gosh! Because you guys were. You was up. You was chilling.
Yeah, I was chilling. I was going back to Baltimore. Y'all know. Trying to pick up on my language, learn them little TikTok dances and everything.
5 in the morning.
But so. My dad had been asking to hang out. And I'm just like, all right, Dad. Like, what day? This, that, and the third. Typical. He would say, hey, son, I miss you. I want to see you. Let's hang out. I'm like, all right, Dad. Pick a day. I'm off. This, that, and the third. Come see you. Got ready. Text him, hey, I'm on my way. Said, do you want me to meet you at a certain place? You want me to pick you up? Whatever the case may be. Didn't hear anything. Didn't pay it any mind. He's old. He'll probably.
How old is your dad? Wait, is he the same age?
What am I? 20.
Is he older than your mother?
Yeah, maybe 57.
Okay.
He's not. I know he's not in the 60s yet. I can say that much.
You about to cry?
No.
Oh. Because I don't know what to do if you cry, friend.
Clearly.
Hi, y'all. I gotta go. Somebody, come help.
They're there. So, he didn't respond or whatever. So I paid him. Like, I got time. I got to get on the road anyway. He'll respond, whatever.
Oh, I think I go. Ooh.
So, get on the road. Nothing. I text him again. Like, hey, I'm almost there. Let me know. Nothing. So I'm just like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
I'm not finna drive all the way to Baltimore and like I haven't heard from you. So I did drive to Baltimore, but I didn't go as far as like where like where he lived or where he hung, or I knew where he would hang out at. Mm-hmm. I just drove to Baltimore.
I hate that you said that.
What? What?
Because when you say I didn't go to where he hung out, I just think of looking for a junkie parent. Like, I'm gonna go where they hang out at.
I was thinking a bar, but okay.
I get it. I understand, but
she's now I'm a full crackhead.
No,
God damn, Reese.
You know how when
I don't.
The movies they be like, oh, I gotta go where I'm gonna go where they hang out. Because when somebody's
so you think my father like the mother on Holiday Heart? I got the back holiday.
Not your daddy, but that when you said it, that's what I thought of. Like, okay,
Jesus. So, I pull over. I think at a Royal Farms. I was like, let me just stop here and just wait for him to respond to me. So that way, like, I can get back on 95 and go home, or he can hit me up and boom, I'm good.
Right.
I sat there for about 30 minutes. Nothing. Mind you.
Did you call him?
I can't remember if I called or not.
Okay.
I can't remember if I called or not. I really can't. Mind you, it takes me 30 minutes to get there. So I was just like, I'm going to go home. So I got back on 95, drove back home. Nothing the entire ride. Got home, and I probably say within 5 minutes of me being in the house is when he called me. And it wasn't, hey, I'm sorry. Oh, my goodness. I didn't have my phone. I was.
Right.
It was, hey, what's up? I'm like, nothing, just got back in the house. He was like, okay, all right, we just get up we get up another time. I'm like, okay.
Oh no.
And
nothing from then?
I mean, outside of, let's see, maybe a happy Father's Day, a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Wow.
That's about. I don't have any.
Do you think that he realized? Well, I guess he had to realize that you were there.
My therapist wants me to have a conversation with him, but
I think you should go ahead. Because if I can be honest, I think that even you telling the story, there's like emotion there. Like I don't
because that's within that moment, it brought back the childhood of me sitting in a windowsill and him not coming. So, and it was like we were doing so good, and then this happened, and it's just like it was my childhood all over again. Yeah. So one minute, but I don't know. It's like I'm kind of fine without it and just move on.
Are you?
But what will the conversation? The only reason I have not had it. What will the conversation do for me?
So this is my thing.
And will it piss me off if he does not get it and or understand it?
I get it. I understand that. So for me, like I've recently come into this place of when situations happen, I have to determine what do I want from this? What do I want the end goal to be? And if it matters enough to me, then like for instance, in that situation for me, my end goal would be I want him to understand how his actions made me feel. And I want to know, knowing how your actions made me feel, do you want to pursue this relationship? Do you want, because I would want it. So do you want this, do you want to pursue the relationship? And if so, this is what I need from you. What do you need from me? I think that because I would want it, I would be invested in trying to have it happen. Now, if I did not genuinely was like, I don't give a, like, and I would just be very transparent. So This is my biological father that I'm talking about. He did not raise me. My sister's father raised me, and I have nothing for him because not the very same, but a similar situation. Like, and I'll keep it short. We've always had a decent relationship. Like, as he raised me, things were what they were. He disciplined me when I needed to be disciplined. I won't take anything from him. He took care of me the way that he should have. As an adult, it was kind of that thing. I would go to Wisconsin and he would be like, oh, I'm going to come through and get you. So I experienced what you experienced as a child, as an adult. I would be, teenager. Like, my parents divorced when I was like 15, 16. My stepfather and my mother divorced when I was 15 or 16. We would go to Wisconsin to visit. That's where he lived. He would be like, yeah, I'm going to come get you. I'm going to come get you. Would never come through. And I'm like 15, 16 years old, literally like you, not on no ledge, but at my grandma's sliding glass window, like, is that him? Is that him? Mm-hmm. All night. My cousins would be like, well, let's go do this. And I'm like, no, my daddy come to get me. Never came. Mm-hmm. So now he like kind of disappeared recently, like within the last couple of years. He's kind of disappeared. Nobody's heard from him. And I don't feel away. So there's not anything I want. I don't need anything from that relationship. So I'm okay with it being what it is. If it was my biological father, I would definitely want to sit down and have a conversation so he would, one, understand where I'm coming from, two, be able to speak his piece, because it may be a disconnect. Maybe he doesn't think that you care as much as you do. Maybe he doesn't think that you are bothered by that. And I think that this is just, again, my truth. I think that when we're younger, we don't speak up as much because we're children, right? Mm-hmm. So there's like, again, my stepdad, there was things that happened that I tried to address, and it was just like, you can't talk to me like that. I'm your dad. So it was like, okay, let me stay in a child's place. And because you're still my dad, as an adult, it's like, I don't want to cross that line. But because you're an adult, to me, you invested time into trying to make this happen. That's disrespectful to me, for him to be like, oh, hey, what's up? Sir, not hey, what's up? Hey, my bad. Like, you came all the way out here.
When he called me, I didn't even want to pick up the phone. D made me answer the phone to have a conversation with him because I didn't want to pick it up. And the reason I didn't want, like, it didn't make the situation any better. Like, there was no apology. There was nothing from it. And when I it brought like the pain and hurt that it brought back up, like me sitting on that ledge, like it's sad that I remember that day. Like, he was supposed to take me swimming, so I sat all day like in my swimming trunks waiting. Yeah. So like, not only was my mom, naturally she was pissed, but right. I just don't, like you're saying, like, to verbalize and get him to understand, but I'm more so, it's probably what's wrong with me now, but I'm more so, you need to hurt. I gave you access to me. Like, I allowed you into my space. I allowed you access to my time to hang out with me. And this is what you did. The same shit that you did when I was younger. Now you get nothing from me. And I already knew that, I could, like, from us hanging out, like, he would say, oh, things are in your name, if anything ever happened, I remember, I can't remember what birthday it was for him. I showed up, my brothers did, and he was like, yeah, I called them, they're not here, this and the third. Now it's just like, now you're going to deal with the consequences of everything that you've done. Because now I'm an adult, like, now I have that choice of if I really want you to be a part of my life. And there's a part of me that, because he's my father, like, I know who he is. He's here, this, that, and the third. And maybe one day I'll come around to it and try to have the conversation with him, but I really don't know where it would go, how it would go.
I think you have to remove all of that. Like, I think the biggest concern is you expressing yourself, and regardless, being okay with him understanding or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't have to get it. I think, and maybe that's a me thing. Me getting something off my chest, I don't care how you receive it. Like,
because if you don't get it, you're just gonna piss me off even more. I
don't. Yeah, to an extent,
especially as my parent. Like, if you don't get it, and it would just be me talking to him. Like he couldn't say anything back. You know, you can't give me an excuse. Like at this point, I don't need, any excuses from you. But this is what, like you're saying, this is what you did. This is how I felt. But and you're saying do you want to move forward? Like, do I even want to move forward?
That's what I'm saying. Everything would be for you. Like, I'm not. If I was in your shoes, it would be for me. I would want to express myself. I would want to say, hey, this is where I'm at. Now you can get on or not. Like, if my stepdad popped up tomorrow and called me, I would definitely answer because I want to make sure that you're okay.
Yeah,
but I'm not.
Text or call, I'll answer.
Yeah, but I'm not interested. I'm not interested in rebuilding a relationship. I just think that the damage is done and it's okay. Like, some people, it's okay. But I think, again, just listening to the story, I feel like there's still something there. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's still something there, and I feel like
because he's my father.
I think you could benefit. It. But see, my stepdad raised me from like 4 or 5. So to me, that's who I grew up. That was my dad growing up. It sucks, and I hate saying it, but if I never spoke to him again, I don't know that I would like. Okay, because I feel like the damage has been done. Like, you've damaged the relationship to a point that there's really, like, is there a way, a way to return? Yeah.
Like, I'm at the point where I'll show up for major things. Like, if you have a birthday party, if I'm free, I'll show up. Mm-hmm. But
you're not going out of your way.
I'm not going out of my way.
Right.
I'm not coming to just hang out with you. Like, I don't know.
Well, I would agree with your therapist. I think you guys should have the conversation. So you guys never had the conversation about you being gay or same gender.
I mean, he don't. I mean, it's nothing that he could say now.
Right. Well, of course.
Yeah.
I mean,
so at this point.
Well, I'm asking because me and my father have never had the conversation, but I remember years ago him saying something to the effect of, I love you, right? No matter what. And
yeah, my father says that.
And I was like,
yeah,
what are we getting at? And he's like, I don't care what.
It's that street mentality. Yeah, he says that. And I just be like, nigga, I don't care.
Well, it was funny to me because I was just like, I'm one of those people like, say it. Like, what are we talking about? You love me regardless of what. And I don't know. I don't think that my father is like homophobic or anything, but he's one of those, I think this is just in my head. He's one of those people that as long as you don't say nothing sideways to me, I'm good. Like, you know what I'm saying?
All his friends, they all do that street gay talk shit. And
what is that? What is the street gay talk?
I mean,
the no homo thing, or
no? They too old school to say no homo, but I don't know. They just be saying some gay shit, and I just be like, child, like I don't be caring. I honestly, and I really don't want to hang out with them because when we go to the local bars, some of the females in there are very
aggressive.
Not even aggressive. Like, I believe some girl, she like, I want you to say something. I was like, get out my face. Because she wanted to, like, hear how I would say it, like gay.
We had that talk. Like that. We know. Oh, gay?
Not.
I thought it was a Baltimore thing.
No, she didn't want. It was. She was listening for how I would say it to basically clock, if I was gay or not. So, but I was just like, get your ghetto ass out my fucking face. Like, literally, and some of the women, I'm just like, all y'all can get out my fucking like, bitch, yes, I'm gay, and bitch, move. Like, I don't want none of y'all. Like,
I'm with the gays and we on these face.
Yes, this is my father. I'm his gay son, and what, bitch? What? Like,
I don't know why that's even still a thing in real life. Like, okay,
about it.
I don't know that it would be a thing. I think that for me, I don't hear it. Like, mother, father, none of my family, I've never really heard is your cousin gay? Is your son gay? Like, I've never heard it. So I'm just kind of like.
No, I mean, it's one of those things where it is what it is, but, you know, that's it. Like, I'm not worried, but maybe one day I'll report back. That's what I told my therapist. I said, don't ask me every session. I'll let you know when the conversation happens.
Leave me alone.
But right now, it ain't happening. Like I told him, like, his favorite
You have a male therapist? Oh, wow.
He's black, too.
I love that for you.
He's
in, where is he at?
It's virtual, but I think the office is like Bowie.
I might have to reach out. Okay. I haven't got back into therapy. I need it for me. Not that I'm going through anything, but I'm going through shit. Anyway, that's another story for another time. It ain't got nothing to do with my daddy.
My therapist started before him anyway, but I realized some of the shit that he did is the reason why I do.
That's crazy. What's crazy is that I've learned, again, in conversation with my mother, even my aunts, some of my aunts, there's a lot of there's a lot of my dad in me, which is crazy because, like, we didn't spend time together. You know, I didn't grow up around him, but there's a lot of him in me. My dad is I don't know. I love the man that he is. I love that he's an honest man. I love that he is, he owns his shit and he can admit that it may not be right, but it's how I feel. Or if you talk to him, I feel like if you had a conversation with him on a topic that he didn't necessarily agree with, he would take what you would say and process and be like, okay, maybe I can. Like, he'll look at things from a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? He's not so narrow-minded, and I can appreciate that about him, especially being older, because I think and our parents aren't old, but I think being from that age group that they're in, it's kind of like, this is what I know, and this is it.
This is it.
Yeah.
That's why it's hard for me to decide if I want to have this conversation. Because I know how his mindset is. Like, you know what I mean? So I know, like.
But he might surprise you, Ramont. He might surprise you and be like, damn, I didn't know you felt that way.
And I would fucking scream if he said that. Like, how could you not know?
See, you got to give him some grace, too, I think. But I ain't no therapist. I'm just saying. I think you got to give him a little grace, too. Like, allow space for him to agree or disagree, but hear him out on why. Hopefully he gives you that. We'll do a part 2. Maybe my dad will piss me off and we'll have a problem. He gonna hear this and be like, you're gay, son? I don't fuck with gays. I'm not gay. I don't know what I'm at right now. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Okay, enough talk about daddies. We got daddy issues. No, but that was good. I thought this was going to be the topic that you didn't necessarily want to talk about, and I still feel like. Oh, no, I won't say that you didn't want to talk. You obviously did, but you talked about it. But I didn't know. I don't know why in my head, like, I knew that you guys had a disconnect, but I thought maybe it had got reconnected.
I ain't talk. I'm not.
Clearly, you haven't talked to him since that time, because I remember the story. Now that you said it. But let's talk about you and these questions that I have for you. I have 5 questions in front of me. I feel like these are going to kind of be quick.
Okay.
So, one holiday has to go. Christmas or Thanksgiving?
Halloween. Oh.
Let me get the whole question out, please. One holiday. Right. No, Christmas or Thanksgiving, and why?
Thanksgiving, because we can eat their food on Christmas.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say Christmas, but I know your mama's Christian, so I was like, Jesus' birthday.
That got nothing to do with it.
Oh, okay. All right, number 2. What is your Waffle House order?
Maybe a Grand Slam? No, that's Denny's. I at least do like a hash brown waffle and bacon.
I think that's. I know I feel like I know what I can see.
It probably is, but I'm doing a la carte. I don't know. One or two.
Not a la carte, bitch. You fancy.
Dude even got a la carte on a one.
This bitch thinking about DC brunch. It ain't it. Okay. Have you ever, cover your ears, Mama Tawanda, have you ever done anything strange?
She ain't listening anyway. Have I ever done anything
strange for some change?
No.
Never? I feel like we all have.
Pspeak for yourself, bitch. Don't
put
me
in general.
Just don't put me in no y'all. Bitch, that's on you.
No. Okay.
Like to get no.
Some little change.
No. I'm in a bind, Nate. No.
That's my favorite movie.
No. No.
Okay. If you had to move out of the DMV, where would you go?
I would go somewhere down south. And I'm not speaking like Atlanta type of situation, but
Atlanta's great cost of living. Well, the houses out there are very inexpensive.
I mean, anything down south has a great, cost of living. So probably somewhere down south, a southern state. None too racist or predominantly black area type of situation.
You don't want to go to a predominantly black place?
Hell no.
Why?
I'm black. And down south in a predominantly
black?
I want to be in a predominantly black area.
Oh, I thought you said no. I was like, why would you not want to be in a predominantly black area? Okay. I missed that. I misheard you. Okay.
Try and get me killed.
So, fling, friend.
Bitch, I thought you was doing
Fling.
Okay.
Friend. Forget about it.
Okay. For my people. Here we go. Here we go to bullshit.
We going Wildin' Out. Because I was watching the episode of Wildin' Out.
You better hope I know these people. You better hope I know these people, but go ahead.
Nick Cannon.
Oh, God.
DC Young Fly.
Ugh.
Hitman Holla.
Show me a picture of Hitman Holla.
You don't know him?
Child.
I was like, he knows.
Let's pee in this dating pool because you didn't pick the bottom of the barrel for this one. God
I was watching
friend.
Wildin' Out, and I was like, let me see. I thought you would have known. I said, of all people, I thought maybe DC Young Fly.
I know who DC Young Fly is. I know who he is.
I didn't know that he was classified as a rapper.
Girl.
Because he don't give me rapper, but whoops.
Okay. So I got
Nick Cannon, DC Young Fly, and Hitman Holla. You got a fling, a friend, just friend, like my homie, and forget about it. Forget about it. No, this is hard for you. I like it. You know it'd be hard coming up with these categories? I almost was like, fuck Mary Kill Again because I can't come up with nothing else.
I would fling.
When you say it, I feel like you like fling, like.
I know the
look,
fling.
like get out of here, go away.
I did think about that at first. Fling.
This is bad.
This is very bad.
Because I feel like every other time you've been like, oh yeah, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, they were easy people. You got me on this one. Because I'm torn. Ooh. Shit, yeah.
Ooh.
Not between the fling part, the friend didn't forget about part, the
forget
shit.
about it. Who did I give?
Let's fling with Hitman Holla.
Okay.
We will friend Nick Cannon, only because I feel like he's probably a fun person to hang out with. But never mind. No, I'm a friend young fly.
Young boy. Sound like somebody daddy.
One
DC
of them.
young boy.
he know who the fuck he is. And I'm gonna forget about Nick Cannon. I thought about being his friend. He might bring them kids around, and I ain't got fucking time.
Neither does he. He gonna be like, Ramont, can you watch?
Right. I ain't got time. I know. At first I was like, okay, Nick got the money. We can go here. We can pop. Never mind. He ain't got them kids. The baby mother might get mad at him. Watch the fuck. And then now I'm stuck with the baby. No, absolutely not.
That was it. Interesting. It was only 5. I thought about 6.
That was not 5 questions.
Yes, it was. Holiday has to go. Okay, so I did ask you another question. Hold on.
That was 5
But
questions.
I scribbled it out because I was just like, this can go deep. What world issue would you want to see fixed in America? I feel like that was an easy question, but you might come up with something different.
Oh no.
And when I say different from what I was thinking that you might say.
Oh, you said what crime? Was it crime?
What issue? What world issue
do I want to see fixed here? Oh, the racial injustice against the black and brown people.
Yeah. And that's what I said. That was easy. Mm-hmm. Can we fix it though? Like, do you think it's fixable? I know that's a deep. I'm asking. It's a mind. I think it's a mindset in the people that wanted to. If it weren't people benefiting from it, then yes, it probably would be something that could be fixed itself. But when there are people benefiting from it. What do you mean benefiting though?
Like the injustice against black and brown people, like the racism, systematic racism and everything like that. So if I'm benefiting from keeping black people within a certain margin, certain area and everything like that, then why would I want to fix it? Why would I want to change if I'm benefiting from it?
Gotcha. Yeah.
So I don't know. If I know that I can make your life a living hell and my life better, fix. Who?
Why? Right? Yeah.
Gotcha. Because one party does not see something wrong with it, so therefore they never will.
But I love being black. And on that note, thank y'all for listening to watching another episode of A Little R&R Podcast. We'll be back in a couple of weeks with another. We're going into February, Black History Month, y'all.
Child,
Get
he's
ready.
so ready.
I'm so excited. I thought
Yes and no.
Yes and no what?
You'd be so excited. But until I tell you what you got to do.
Kinda.
Right.
Shout out to Black and Michael Jackson. We love y'all.
Black and Michael Jackson. Oh.
Your daddy and my daddy.
Well, that's not his real name. So I was like, who the fuck is that?
I don't know his real name.
Daniel.
Interesting. So you have a brother named Daniel, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
And I have a brother named Michael Jackson Jr. But we're both the firsts of their children. Like, I find
y'all both the first.
You and I are our father's firstborn children.
Okay.
But he has a son named Daniel.
Oh yeah, that Daniel's not a junior though.
Right, but so I have his first name, but he has a Michael Jackson Jr. But that's because my mama was like, no thanks.
Same here.
Yeah, but we love y'all. Daniel, get yours together.
Oh. Bye y'all. Hey guys, it's your boy Ramont.
And I'm Reese. Check us out at A Little R&R Podcast.
You can find us on Apple, Spotify, and all your podcast streaming services.